was just a magical time.
Magical.
Here we are at our usual stomping grounds at Baker Peace Space.
Now that we'd decided to be a band.
Decided we're going to be a band.
Yeah, I just said that. We started devoting much of our free time to thinking about it. Late night practice sessions at the Peace Space led to discussions of the future. Our hopes of what the band could be. Vision casting, as we called it.
Vision casting for me was when we sat down and watched ourselves rehearse, and then Dom, Jake, and I would talk about the band and its future and how we see ourselves on that Peace Space stage, but at, the basement or Nationwide Arena.
Anthony told me something he learned in a YouTube video. If you write something down, you are 40% more likely to achieve it. I like those odds.
I would say our main goal, but selfishly my own personal goal that I've put on the band, is to play at the basement and have a sold-out show.
Big goal for the band would be to have an album completed by the time we graduate.
That is our main goal.
Before we could think about playing the basement, we had to learn how to be a band.
Why start recording the rehearsals?
Okay, it started.
Filming the rehearsals allowed us to look at it objectively. Going to the Peace Space became like a ritual. We treated the recordings like we were performing at an actual concert.
Practice a little bit before the show.
A typical Sunday night would go, we'd get a red cart from Morrison Tower, wheel it to Res, put everyone's equipment in it, wheel it over to the Peace Space, unload, set up, play for an hour, hour and a half, and all the while we filmed the whole thing. Once it was quiet hours, or once we got kicked out of the space,
Hey, we got 4 minutes to do 10 songs.
we loaded up, went back to Res. One of us would upload the video onto Google Drive. We'd hang out, play Smash, wait for it to upload, and then we'd watch like the whole hour, hour and a half.
The more we watched the footage, the more we became aware of our shortcomings. Jake was tapping his feet all the time,
We all have different styles of music.
Dominic and I disagreed in the beginning.
Talking about each other behind each other's backs.
Dom has a secondary agenda sometimes.
In its current state, Did I Hear Dare was 3 separate people playing together. It would take a fresh perspective to help us turn things around. Unknown to us at the time, sitting in a room above our rehearsal was a second-year music composition major named Cooper Wood.
Hi, I'm Cooper. I've been doing music for about a decade.
From Madison, Ohio, Cooper was known for his ability to make beautiful music on any instrument that came his way. Yes, even cowbell. Whether conducting an orchestra, playing piano, or shredding guitar in a rock band, everyone in his hometown knew music was in his future. Which brings us to freshman year. Cooper, now attending the Ohio State University, began his first year playing in ensembles on campus and learning about composition. In the spring, Cooper was put in contact with a film student named Jake Metzger.
A professor in the music composition department
Dr. Wells.
reached out,
He and I got connected.
sent some emails back and forth, and we set up this meeting.
At first, Jake was intimidating. I'm not gonna lie.
He was just this really cool guy, thoughtful and soft-spoken.
We were interested in collaborating on a film project, actually. It didn't ever fully happen.
The school year ended and Cooper went back home to Madison, Ohio. This summer, Cooper decided to take a crack at his own solo EP, mixing and recording every instrument himself.
I don't have any a formal training in that. It is all kind of learned on the job.
Cooper returned to school with new skills and was seeking new opportunities, which led him to Off the Lake Productions, or OTL for short, a student-run service-based theater organization that had just put on a production of The Hunchback of Notre Dame last year, starring me.
Actors are always pinned as egotistical maniacs.
Anyway, Cooper and I's paths eventually crossed during OTL's spring production of Big Fish. A friendship began to develop during the long hours we spent rehearsing. I knew of Cooper's musical talents, as Jake had shown me Cooper's solo EP Phantom Summer, and an idea formed that would change Did I Hear Dare forever.
A piece was missing. Something was missing. And Jake wasn't on the drums on the time.
We tried to alleviate the problem by having a rehearsal in Jake's basement with him on drum kit. Our idea was to record the drums and play with them live.
But being the only one capable of playing drums in the group, I knew I had to switch there at some point.
And as the day went on, we realized the three of us couldn't do it all.
We just felt like we were missing one wheel on the car.
What do you remember of the night Dominic asked if you wanted to, or that you talked about Dominic being in the band? If I recall, you were...
Cooper and I attended a party off campus with some OTL friends, and I decided to put my plan into action and asked Cooper if he'd be interested in joining a band.
I said, okay.
Today is March 24th, and we've invited the Beast himself.
The Beast himself.
Beast himself.
Since the last time we saw each other on this vlog was the first day that we decided that we were going to be a band. It's only right that this next vlog is to announce that we do have a fourth member, the
Cooper
Wood.
Wood.
Guess he didn't know his last name. You've only met him today.
I only met him today, but I actually fell in love with him.
Spring break rolled around. Cooper went back to Madison, Jake and Anthony stuck around Columbus, and I flew to New Hampshire to spend the break with my long-distance, long-term girlfriend Emily, who learned of the band during the week when I wouldn't shut up about it. We returned to OSU, and Cooper returned with his brother's bass. I guess you could say Cooper went from playing in a band with his brother to playing his brother's bass in a band. Our first outing as a band happened that Tuesday at a Cousin Simple concert. More on them later. It was one of those fun nights where we got to bond as friends. Order pizza by the slice. A classic college night. And then we had our first rehearsal.
My expectation for Cooper was pretty high.
We didn't get the P space this time. In a Baker basement, in a small room, we were learning his new song.
Cooper shared Van Gogh.
At first, I was like kind of a hired gun, I think.
We had these songs that we've been playing for a while, and then just all of a sudden injecting Cooper filled out our sound in a vital way, but we were still concerned it could compromise our initial vision of the band.
I gradually began to put my own influence on the band as well.
I think that moment where it's the rawness of a new song and a new experience, and we all kind of understand each other better.
And then we got a knock on the door, and we're kind of startled, like, who's in the basement of Baker.
It was a member of Buckeye Blackout, a club on campus putting on a concert at Mirror Lake.
He was like, "Yeah, you guys sounded really good. We have a spot this Friday for a band to play. Would you guys be interested?" We looked at each other and we thought it over, and then we were like, "Yeah, let's do it. Let's go for it. What's the worst that could happen?"
With 24 hours till the show, we had a lot to prepare. First, we had to get some photos for our non-existent social media pages, courtesy of Jacob. Next, we had to actually rehearse our set. Mind you, this was basically our second rehearsal with Cooper. Third, we had to create a logo. Ooh, I like that font. No, maybe, yes, perfect! Now, all we had left to do was perform our show.
The Mirror Lake performance, that was just so surreal.
We played 6 or 7 original songs.
I was pretty nervous and scared. I'd never sung in front of anybody.
I've never sang in public before, nonetheless performed guitar or played guitar in front of people.
We are not as technically proficient on our instruments as other groups.
I think that all of our concerts are heavily focused on making sure the audience is having a fun time and are getting into the song. So we always look for moments to have audience participation or to do a cover or something that will really spark the audience.
Playing the first show at Mirror Lake with that cajon was really painful. Like, my wrists after the show were completely destroyed.
Do something I'm totally uncomfortable with on a stage in front of a ton of people was nerve-wracking, something I never thought I would ever do. But yeah, one of my favorite moments actually here at OSU.
Anthony? And we are Did I Hear Dare?
After the Mirror Lake show, we immediately set up a house party for April 20th, known as our 420 show.
It was so cool setting up the house, having a couple days to prepare for a show, just thinking about it nonstop, inviting all your friends and having a great time.
All right, last one of the day. One word. Dom.
Dream.
Big.
Historical. That was really I don't know. I feel like setting some high stakes.
Indeed we were, Jake. We held a band meeting at Mirror Lake Eatery and voted on 2 songs to record over the summer. The 4 of us finished our exams and moved out of campus. Jake and I returned a week later with his friend Junie, the president of the Music Producers Club, more on them later, to record the drums and vocals for our first 2 singles, Half Truths and Lies and Doomed. As we all went our separate ways for the summer, all I could think about was what awaited us on the other side.